Now, the AU summit is wrapping up in Addis Ababa. Let's begin with a few of the major headlines from the meeting. First, African leaders have decided to immediately establish a rapid reaction military force to deal with regional security emergencies. The force would be formed from countries' voluntary contributions of troops, equipment and funds by member states. Brazil says it will cancel or reorganize some of about $900 million in debt with Africa. Congo, Brazzaville, Tanzania, and Zambia are among the 12 countries to benefit. And leaders took time to mark the 50th anniversary of the AU. Among them was Zambia's founding father, Kenneth Kaunda, who paid tribute to Africans who sacrificed their lives for the liberation.
They mobilized their people to rise up against injustice, racism, and racial discrimination. They were leaders with extraordinary conviction and inner decisiveness.
Either we were colonized because we were not united in spite of the similarities among us and the linkages we have.
Our main aim is to promote joint development projects that grow our economies rapidly and deepen integration through projects such as the Lamu Port, the South Sudan and Ethiopia Transport Corridor that will link the three countries to Kenya.
That was Kenya's Uhuru Kenyatta, who hoped that the AU will ask the ICC to drop the charges against him. Now let's go to VOA's Gabe Joselow, who's been covering Africa Union Summit since Friday. He joins us now via phone from Addis Ababa. Gabe, welcome.
Hi, Vincent.
Yes, hi. Now, the Africa Union has been criticized by many on the continent for being very ineffective. Now, 50 years later, as the leaders were celebrating, did you hear an acknowledgement of failures in the past years?
Well, I think that the main challenge or the main frustration that a lot of leaders expressed is just that they haven't had a lot of success translating the economic development of the continent into better jobs, into better quality of life for citizens. That seems to be the thing that people want to change going ahead to the next 50 years, and that is really the focus of the development agenda going ahead. But, you know, at this celebration, there was a lot of talk of the unity and certainly the biggest success of the African Union being its peacekeeping force and its work in Somalia. There was a lot of talk about how effective it has been there.
Now, given that now they've formed, or at least they have resolved to form this rapid reaction force, do they see that as a solution to most of the conflicts on the continent?
I think they see it as a way to get ahead of a lot of these conflicts. There was a lot of criticism of the African Union and African nations for not acting quick enough to stop the insurgency in Mali. And so out of that, there's been a lot of pressure to try to form a more rapid intervention brigade, and so that's what they've done. And if they can get it off the ground, it could be a huge success. Already they've had a pledge of troops from South Africa, Uganda, and Ethiopia, so that's certainly a good start, and they're looking for more.
There's been a lot of talk about the ICC. They're asking the ICC to drop the charges against Kenya's Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, how many leaders talked about the ICC at the AU summit?
Yeah, that was certainly on a lot of people's minds. It was interesting because it was on the table, but it wasn't the main focus of discussions, and it wasn't really what the AU wanted to promote coming out of this summit. But it was a proposal that was submitted to African foreign ministers ahead of the summit, and it quickly passed through the Executive Council and eventually the Heads of State Assembly with very little resistance. So it's something that you're seeing the tides turn on the ICC issue, and some countries that had previously cooperated with the ICC, including Uganda, now showing that they've turned against it and think that it unfairly is targeting African leaders.
Thanks a lot, Gabe.